20 cookies. I see we are still missing a few people from this year's registration. My name is Christina Banks, Assistant Director of the Product Program. Wonder, do we want to give everyone a minute or two? Carrie Carson is on with me from Athens, Gainesville. She is going to be my co-leader today, as we say.
Good evening.
Do we want to wait a few moments? Because I know this training was maxed out.
We can.
Okay, I am going to give everyone just a minute or two to log in, because I do want everyone to be in this training. We are very exciting. This is our first mini training that we as a team have done, and we are super excited for 2020 cookies and our cookies in January this year. So we don't want to start and have to backtrack any of you guys out with questions, as we have our first question. Yes, Jennifer. Jennifer asked, can we see? We can see everyone. We are able to see everyone. We're able to log, if you're logging in through a phone number, if you're logging in through your name, we're able to log you all. We're able to know how long you watch. We're able to log how long you've paid attention. This program is wonderful in letting us know how long. Any questions that you might have, please put them in the Q&A box. We will be asking questions after each round. Jennifer, we will answer the questions after we get through each round, just to make sure that we haven't answered the question during it. Yes, we have muted you guys, and that's just when there's so many of you on the call. We want to make sure any background noise is not there. So everyone is on mute, except for Carrie and myself. So please, if you have any questions, once we start the training, that's where we'll be. All the questions will go through the question Q&A box. Yes, you will have access to this through eBuddy, yes. All right, and before we get carried away with questions that we're probably going to answer for you through the training, I think we're going to go ahead and get started, since we've already given them about a 5-minute grace period.
And there was a question on there. Angela asked, will this make it so I can access eBuddy? This is an additional training. To access eBuddy, you want to make sure you filled out your product manager agreement, your withdrawal authorization form, and taken the main training. If you didn't take it live, then you'd need to do the quiz. So I would reach out to your regional person. Angela, what area are you in? Wiregrass. Okay, I'll make note of it, and we'll get your product program person to touch base with you and get you into eBuddy. What's missing?
And Terry, Terry says I have a very specific question that she doesn't necessarily need everyone to see, then you'll need to email that to your regional person. So if your Savannah office, Augusta, whoever your regional person, or either your service area person, email them directly so that they can answer that question for you if it's not pertaining to this training.
And all of our contact information can be found on page 2 of the manual that was given out, or it's also digital. We can give it to you guys. I think we got it. I don't know if anybody else is coming. We've waited 5 minutes.
If he said I should have access granted already. If you're not getting in, we are all she's, Angela. So reach out to your regional person. And I believe that's Pam Rugen, R. Rugen at GSHG.
Christina.
Oh,
Christina,
nope, that's not.
Candace is hers, and Candace will contact her.
Okay, Candace is going to reach out to you, Angela, to get you into eBuddy.
And Terry is Pam's area.
Terry is Pam. I know. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm got a phone going, Terry, and this going, so I knew I saw Pam.
Thank
Terry,
you.
Pam will get to your email and make sure she responds back to you about the question or the comment that you had, and get that followed up for you, Terry.
All right.
All right, we're going to get started. All right, cookies in January. So like I said, I misread one of those emails, but the training, all of our training sessions are being recorded, and we are getting those uploaded to our website, and they're also going to be available to you guys. So that you will have these next week and the week after when you are going to need these at your fingertips for any resources. So we want to make sure that they're available outside of just tonight, but we just ask that you give us a couple of days to make sure that we edit out any edits that we need to make as far as questions or anything like that, and that we also are able to put this up onto our website. So just give us about 48 hours to get these up onto the website, and then they will be able to have those up for you.
I'm working on it.
No, you're fine.
There's a delay, so just bear with me, guys. There it goes.
And these are your important dates. So if you don't have your guide available, these are your dates that are coming up just for January. And these are your important dates. If you do have your guide available in front of you, it is on page 8. And we're just talking about our January dates. So you have your cookie booth selection dates. That is this Saturday. And then you have your initial order for your troop. And then your troop leaders, your troop cookie managers to enter in all your initial orders and your rewards into eBuddy. And then our service areas need to verify all of our troop initial orders and our rewards. And then initial orders delivered to our service areas are going to be Friday, January 31st until Monday, January 3rd. And we've actually got a little bit of leniency there with those dates. So we'll try to get those cookies to you during that time period. And then it's time to pick up cookie booth locations. So when we say booth selection coming up this Saturday, if you're new, which a lot of you are new, that's what this whole mini trainings are about, what does that mean? So we do have helpful videos for you, and then there is a little place where you can find a YouTube video, but we also have, of course, this training. We want to break that down for you. In our council, we have a series of times that you can go in this Saturday to sign up for rounds where booths are available. So your service area team have been scouting for locations, some since October. If you're scouting your Walmarts, they've been working over the holidays. They want to give everyone in your service area and across the council an equal opportunity for all troops to be able to get a variety of booth locations, whether it's Walmart, it's Food Lion, it's Bi-Lo, it's Dollar Tree. It's locations within your service area and across our council footprint that we believe that the service area and our girls would have a wonderful opportunity in order to reach their goals. That's what this is about. This is about our girls reaching their goals and able to give a little, save a little, and spend a little. And these signups begin this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. So from 9 a.m. to 9:30, we have round 1. And troops are able to choose 4 booths, a limit of 2 per chain, but they must stay within their service area. Some of you don't know your service area footprint, and that's fine. The best thing to do for that is to reach out to your service area team and ask, because if you live in a is it called metropolitan area? Like I'm from Savannah, so in my county alone, Chatham County, we have 4 service areas. So sometimes that could be as easy as a street. One side of a street is one service area, the other side of a street is a different service area. So you do need to know that when you're selecting your booths, because believe me, if you select a booth in a wrong service area, you will get kicked out. It can be an honest mistake, but you will get kicked out of that booth selection. So please know your service area boundaries. The second round will be the same thing, and that's going to be from 9:30, 1 till 10 a.m. And you're going to be able to pick 3. Now, what's per a chain mean? That means Walmart. So for the first round, you can pick 2 Walmarts. For the second round, you're going to pick 3 Walmarts. These are all within your service area lines. So specific to those lines. Some of these are counties. So I know some of them are certain counties, but like I said, in some of them, they're not. They're going to be within streets. And that's, if you don't know, please reach out to your service area team. They'll be happy to tell you what counties are your counties, what areas are your areas. Then we go into round 3, which is 10:01 to 10:30. Troops are going to be able to pick 6 more booths. And then as you see, we get larger, we're going to let you pick 4 per chain. Now, these 6 booths don't have to be all at Walmart. You can spread wherever you'd like to go. You can pick 2 Walmarts, 2 Lowe's, 2 Home Depot, but you're only going to get per a chain 4 at that time. But you're going to get 6 booths total. So if you pick 4 Walmarts, then you get 2 more of something else. You still get your 6 booths. So make sure you do your math there. You don't short your girls. That you're getting all the booths that you want, all the booths that you feel like your girls can do. That's another thing. Don't go booth crazed, as I like to say. If you don't have the girls and you don't have the volunteers, don't go in and just pick all of these booths because you can if you don't have the girls or the help to actually fill these booths, because then again, you also have other troops that probably could. So please make sure that you're doing that. And then you also have, that is going to be council-wide. So if you decide, I say this a lot to people because I am Savannah-based, but if you're going to make a trip to Savannah and you'd like to sell somewhere in Savannah, because it is where it started, you can come down here and you can sell in Savannah because it is council-wide now. We are one council. We are Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia. Please remember that. Cookies can sometimes make us forget that we are not one council. We are one council, all of us, Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia. So we are able to cross those lines and we are able to sell in different places. We're visiting grandma. Oh, there's a booth open where we're going. We'd like to sell there. As long as you're meeting your ratio, as long as you're a registered Girl Scout, you're following the policies, then you can do those things. Just remember those things. So those are going to be your 4 rounds. They're going to be open on Saturday. And at the end of this 2-hour frenzy of booths, troops are going to be able to have up to 20 booths available. Some people go in here very strategically in how they're placing and picking and choosing. Some people go in here and think, oh, that looks good to me. That looks good to me. Those are all options to do how you'd like to do. Then we have a 5th round that will open up at 6 p.m. and that's going to be on January the 15th. And then the site will open up for all after that. And then you can pick and choose anytime you want up until March 1st. So people decide, oh, I've picked too many, or I don't have enough volunteers, or my girls have decided they're not going to do anymore. So you always make sure to go back and check, because you never know what's going to become available at any time. They're open until March the 1st, so you never know what you're going to find. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Carrie because she's going to show you what the booth selection actually is going to look like in eBuddy, and it's going to give you a better idea. I'm explaining it to you, but she's going to show you what it looks like in eBuddy.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see if we can get it done. So, do you see eBuddy?
Yes.
Okay. Of course, my dashboard is going to look different than from a service area or a troop level dashboard. The main content is going to be the same. So let's go into a specific troop. I'm going to go into this troop because it's small, and if I mess it up, it's all on me. So at the top, you see your different tabs. So what you want to do is go all the way over here to booth sites and click on it. Now it's going to load booths by city. This is not the full list yet. We're still working on getting all of those booth spreadsheets, the booth cookie letters that the service area has given to us uploaded this week. This will be populated before Saturday. So depending on what city you live in, you would click on that city. Under Dawson, Georgia, you have a Piggly Wiggly. It gives you the address. If it's green, that means there's booths available. Once all the booths have been selected, it turns blue. So you click on it, and it breaks down every day that's available and the time span that's available. So let's say we want to pick Friday, February 7th. This is not the exact booth. It might be, but we'll check. See, when you click on it again, it opens this window. And it shows you it has 2 booth slots. It looks like they're 2-hour slots. Actually, it looks like, yeah, 2-hour slots. Some 4 to 6 and probably 6 to 8. So if I wanted to select this booth for my troop, I would select right next to it. If I wanted to do both of them, I could. And what I do after I select it is I hit submit. And it says my times are reserved. It's allowing me to do this right now because I have council level privileges. It won't let you do it until Saturday at 9 a.m. So let's say we have all these booths and we decided we want to get rid of this booth. We've asked a lot of times, you know, if you're not going to be able to go to the booth, let's let it go for somebody else. There is a new thing now that you can sign up like a waiting list for a booth. That's what this little function is. But to deselect a booth, you would simply just click it again, deselect it, and hit submit. And now they're gone. Another way you can do, you can go to free slots, and you can type in, let's say you want to look up at Walmart, and you want to make sure we can do it. Let's see, Walmart. And you can fill out any of these fields to kind of filter your results. And it's going to send me a report that I can upload and look at. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. We'll try. So this shows me currently all of the booths that are available right now at Walmart. So again, you would use the filter feature and make your selections a little bit smaller. So let's go back. We'll just go back to booth sites. Once you've signed up for some booths, you can click on current signups, and it gives you a list of all the booths that your girls are currently signed up for. And then this is the other little feature here. So this is for, this that I just showed you is for council booth sales. You see a council booth sales right here. So that is where it is open to our council, Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia. So any troop, once it opens up availability, can select any of these locations. Now, if you have a privately owned business or a business that is only allowing a specific troop to sell at their business, you would actually go to this drop-down menu and go into My Sales. So what My Sales does is you'll go add a location, you'll fill out all this information about that business, and then it does send us the information. It also sends your service area the information so that we can check with the business, make sure that yes, you have permission to be there. We'll either approve it or deny it, and then you'll get a response back saying your booth has been approved or denied. Every booth that you go to has to go into eBuddy for it to be a council approved and sponsored booth. So there's that. What am I missing, Christina? Do we got it all?
I believe that's it. The main important thing is making sure that you release the booth if you're not going to be there, because there are troops that will pick up booths or not. And then always checking back, because there are troops always what we call dropping booths, so that you'll never know if one of your booths that you really wanted might come available. We do have a question. It says, can we schedule booth slots at a chain, or will it be considered at 2 times for us? So each one. So most booths are done at time slots. So yes, so it's either 2-hour time slots, 3-hour time slots, 4-hour time slots. It just depends on how the business requests it. But whatever the time slot is, that is each one considered a time slot. So like I said earlier, like the first round is 2 per a chain. So that would have counted as your 2 for that chain for that time slot. But you could have picked up to 4 booths or whatever it was for that round. But yes, that would have considered your 2 time slots for that round, for that chain.
Okay, let me go back to the PowerPoint.
But you will be able to know what the time slots are before like you decide, because it will pop up like that. How it said 4 and 6, you'll be able to go, is this my choice? Do I want to make this choice before you approve, I'm going to pick this.
And you can once you're locked out, that first round after 11 o'clock on the Saturday, nobody can pick any more booths. So it actually locks everybody out. So it doesn't open back up until that next Wednesday. So if you release a booth after you've selected it, you won't be able to select it back after 11 o'clock. That's just something to think about as well when you're going in there to pick booths. Good.
And then she kind of showed you a little bit about, so the next tab is the step-by-step instructions about how you go in and pick it. That's what she was showing you. So how the council goes in, your council, you're going to drop down, you're going to submit. And then for your troop only request, I'm just going to go back and reiterate the importance of this. It is against our policy for you to have a booth that is not an eBuddy. All booths must be an eBuddy. 1, it's protection of the girls. 2, it is covering you by the insurance policy. If anything happens to you at a booth, you're covered by our insurance. If you're not an eBuddy, then you're not covered by our insurance. So please make sure you put this in here. We're not going to go and say, oh, we want to take your private booth and make it a council booth. That's not what we're here for. That's why it's a no chains. We're just trying to make sure the girls are safe. 1, we need to know where girls are. 2, we need to make sure that they're at a business that they are allowed to be. So we approve it, meaning that the business is a business that girls are allowed to be at. Those are things that we have to approve. 3, we just cover them insurance wise. Other than that, we're not poaching your booth. A lot of people were have been concerned in the past. That's not why we're here for. I couldn't tell you some of the booths that I've approved, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to make sure that the girls are safe. I'm looking to make sure they're not close to a street. I'm looking to make sure that the business is a business that girls can also go to. I'm not looking to see if it's a great place that I should send the service area to. So please know that those are the reasons why that we need to know the girls are there.
And the other thing is when it's in eBuddy, it shows up on the Cookie Finder app. So when people are out there looking for Girl Scout cookies and they have the cookie app, if it's not in eBuddy, they won't be able to find you that way. So it's a way to advertise your booth as well.
Awesome point, Carrie. That was off my brain.
That's all right.
Yes.
Good.
Another question.
Good.
Let's say you missed the time slot of your round. Would you be able to go back and pick for that round?
It opens up based on the times. So if you haven't selected 4 chain booths, you still have that many. So it's kind of just an additional thing. So yeah, if you weren't on there at 9 o'clock, yes, you can go on and select up to that times limit.
But if you try to go in at 12 o'clock, you
No.
are out of luck until
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, after
And there
11
is
o'clock, you're locked.
nothing, right, there's nothing that neither Carrie, I, Susan, or any of us can do to let you in.
Yeah, we can't reset this process once it started. Good.
Yep.
And one thing to note on this, we are going to send out this PowerPoint to through the email system in eBuddy, as well as post it as well. So you can always go through and get these step-by-step instructions. All the video links that are in these PowerPoints, this is actually showing you through Little Brownie Bakers. They made their own videos, and it actually similar to what I've showed you guys. But then it's there for a refresher. If you don't want to go through this whole video again, you just want something specific. So, let me get this going again. Hold on. All right.
All right, your initial order. So once your girls, whatever date you've set with your troop to return in their money and their initial order, now you've collected all of that, you've done everything with your girls. Now you're looking at the computer screen, and what do you do? So how do you enter in your initial order? You're going to click on your girl's name. You're going to go to the bottom of the screen, and there you're going to click on the highlighted fields, and you're going to begin to enter her order based on the variety of cookies that she's got. And you're going to press the tab key, and you're going to click over, enter the amount, tab, enter the amount, tab, enter the amount, and you're going to get to there. And it's all done by variety. And you're going to click OK and save. And you're going to do that for every single girl in your troop. Simple, right? The first thing you need to do is just make sure that the amount of money she's giving you matches the amount of the cookies. But you've already done that because you've done your receipts. And you learned that from the first training. And Carrie's now going to show you what that looks like in eBuddy.
Okay. So from your main dashboard again, you're going to click over here at the top for initial order. And in the main training that we took, Lilia went over the order card and the DOC girl delivery pretty well. The DOC girl delivery, which is grayed out, is all of the cookie orders that have been paid for and have been ordered through digital order card or digital cookie. The ones that are going to show up here are the ones that are going to be girl delivered. So these are cookies that are going to come to you to be distributed to the girl for her to take back to the customer. All of the ones that she's sold that they paid for shipping are already off to the customer. So those will never come to you, but these will come to you. They'll automatically calculate. So you have the girls listed here. We've got Jenna, we've got Lillian, and we've got Vera. And then you have Operation Cookies from Home. Those are our virtual cookies. This only affects the money. It doesn't affect your cookie inventory. It only affects your money. The new Lemon Ups, which the embargo lifted today, thank goodness. The trefoil, the do-si-do, the Samoa, tagalongs, Thin Mint, s'mores, toffee, and Gift of Caring. Gift of Caring, of course, is the donation ones where you will physically get cookies, and you will take those cookies and distribute them to a nonprofit that your troop chooses. The prices are also listed at the top. So when you get your order cards back from your girls, you'll go into initial order and you'll select, let's say we're going to start with Jenna. So we'll go to Jenna, click on Jenna. All right, you click on the order card, and then down here at the bottom it says order card, and these are the fields that you'll fill out based on how many cookies she's ordering. So let's just say we'll just put some in here. You can click it or you can tab it. And then, so her total is 53. We're going to click OK. So it shows down here, packages ordered. This is how many packages have we ordered. This is how many cases we're going to receive. And these how many are extra. So what we do is this is where you would bump your order up to full cases. If you don't do it, your service area person should do it. If they don't do it, we'll do it. And how you do that is we typically put it in their booth. So you have booth cookies coming up, or you want a troop inventory to have a little bit extra. We always round our cookies up. Cases, cookies are sold by the case. So here we need to do 6 more. And then we'll go tab, 5, tab, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, and 7. So by doing that, I've made my order full cases. And the way you know it's full cases is this bottom line right here that says others, extras, charity is 0. So when I go to pick up my cookies from at the initial cookie delivery, I'm going to pick up A cases, and then the extra is going to go into my troop inventory that I'm going to use to either fulfill additional orders that the girls have after their initials, or I'm going to take those extra cookies to a cookie booth. Once the cookies leave the warehouse or the cupboards, they are owned by the troop. They cannot be returned. So this is very important at this point. You don't want to overextend yourself. This is very important for new troops who've never done this. The cupboards are open starting February 6th. It's February 6th? Yes, February 6th, the cupboards open. So you have access to additional cookies from February 6th all the way till the cupboards close on February 28th.
Can you scroll down any at all, Carrie? I don't think you can, but
I don't think I can. You guys can't see it?
Okay, she said never mind.
Okay. The biggest point of this one is just to make sure that you don't overextend yourself. So you would, I'm not gonna submit it, but I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna show you where it goes. So once it is submitted, it'll go to us and we'll order your cookies and it'll come back. But you can go into here into girl orders. And once it's processed, it'll show up under Jenna. Well, it's not yet because I didn't hit submit, but once I do hit submit, it'll show up under Jenna as her initial order. Let me go back. Nope. But it does already show how much money she owes. So from the initial order where we put all the initial orders in, from that point forward, everything will go under girl orders. I'm jumping ahead a little bit and I apologize. But again, this is also where you would put in any extra cookies to even out your order under booths. I think we get some questions coming in.
Yes, ma'am, we do. So first one I'm going to answer. All of our girls are not populated in eBuddy. Any particular reason why? There are 2 reasons why. First one I would ask you, are all of them showing up on your roster? If they are all on your roster, then please email your council person. We may need to check in Salesforce and upload them into eBuddy manually. If they are not all on your roster, then I would ask you to email your membership person. That may be a membership issue. That's how I would answer that one. Is there a plan for troops to be able to return any cookies that come in broken or crushed due to new packaging? There is only new packaging on one cookie, and that is your lemon ups. I would make sure that you're checking the boxes at your pickup. I have not found that there was any issues with the s'mores being crushed or anything like that in the past, and it is in the same package. All of the other core cookies are still in the box packaging. They have new boxes, but they are still in boxes. Typically, those are brought back to the warehouse for change out. But that, Terry, that is done at the warehouse when there is a true damage to cookies. That is different from I want to return a cookie. Can you explain the OCF, the Operation Cookies from Home again? Teresa, there are two types of Operation Cookies from Home. So Operation Cookies from Home for new troops, let's start there because I don't know who's new and who's just really needing our master class, as I want to call this now, Carrie, since I think it's a master class. So Operation Cookies from Home, we have two ways of doing that here in historic Georgia. We have what we call virtual, which you never have to deal with them. You never have them in hand. You never count them in your inventory as far as physically touching them. We handle them for you either through the USO or whatever nonprofit or actual troops we send them to. They go into a magical column that they go into, which you see at the very front there. So they never go down to the very bottom. If you look at the two bottom columns here, at the very bottom where Carrie's pointing, they never go into your actual, I have these in my physical inventory, in my house, I'm tripping over them. They never go into that pile of cookies. They go into, I'm responsible for them financially. My girl gets all the credit. We're going places because we've sold them pile. Then we also have people who actually know military, support the bases that they live and work around. So they know people that's going to be down at your gifts of caring or your other type of facilities. So that's going to be down at the other end that I'm going to take them because I know them. I would like to use them that way. So those are your two different types of ways of giving back and taking care of our community. Teresa, I hope that answered your question. Terry said, oh, okay, we understood they would all be in new packaging. Yes, they are all in new packaging, except for the s'mores. They are in the same packaging. I don't believe they even got revamped. Could be wrong on that one. Please don't quote me. But I am so glad also that they are in boxes. Yes, so GSUSA heard our concerns with we wanted our boxes, we use our boxes, we recycle our boxes, we make the world a better place with our boxes. So we are keeping our boxes. So our core cookies are still in the boxes, but they are branded and they are wonderfully branded. And I think you'll be very excited when you see the branding, but they are all in boxes. So Stephanie has a great question. I know no tag-alongs, but what about a breastfeeding baby? Are they allowed at booths? Oh, that's a question. I would answer no because it's an insurance thing, and I'm gonna wait for my boss to
Yeah, that's going to
email
be
me.
Susan. I would say no, but
And I'm only, Stephanie, I'm only saying no. I mean, just as a mom to a mom, I'm saying no just because it's an insurance thing.
It is an insurance thing, but we need to check with Teresa
Just to see if
Laird
there's a way that
to
if
see
there's
if there's a way around that. I cannot absolutely say no.
right. I don't want to say no.
Yeah,
I hope that there might
exactly.
be a
I don't want
way.
to say no either. So
Right.
let me
Stephanie, I'm going to see.
and we will see. Okay.
Maybe if she's strapped to, like in, yeah. Stephanie, I would like to respond to that question with all the knowledge that I need to have to answer that question adequately. So I don't have it right now, but I am going to write it down and get back to you to the best of my ability.
so Autumn asked a question. New cookie was in plastic, not in a box for the same. Is that the new normal now? That is new for the Lemon Up. Yes, it will. That is the new normal for the Lemon Up. It'll stay in the package, not a box. All right. Can you see the PowerPoint again?
Yes, I'm just writing down the
Fantastic.
question. Sorry.
So I'll go ahead and I'll talk about it. Last year, there was a lot of, and previous years, there's been a lot of confusion on how do you calculate the first half of the initial order payment, which is due on February 18th. Now, that date has changed. A notification went out today. If you have any questions or concerns about that date change, please email Susan King, sking @gshg.org, and we can answer any questions or concerns about that date change. How do you know how much your first payment's going to be. Well, the first half of the initial order payment is half of everything that you're entering in on the 14th. So if your girls entered in, had a lot of initial digital orders, if they're girl delivered or shipped, all the initial paper order cards, any donations that are being calculated at this point, and any of your cookie booths, cookies that you're going to use for booths or tree inventory, anything that is being submitted in eBuddy on the 14th, half of that total, we don't take profit out, it's half of that total is due on February 18th. I know we're jumping into February a little bit, but I wanted to bring it up simply because you're going to be entering in the order now. So I don't want it to be a surprise in February when you're like, I ordered too much. You know, if you are a new troop and you want to get on it, I don't only want to have to go to the cupboard once and pick up cookies once. Well, you may want to think about that, because if you get all of your cookies up front and don't end up selling them by the end of the program, your troop is still responsible for the cost of those cookies and the troop profit of those cookies. So more upfront isn't always the best choice. But, hey, Christina, back to you. Add something to it.
You always have the opportunity to order more.
You do.
That is my add to it. For our questions, our troop has probably a wonderful Girl Scout t-shirt. Is that okay for them to wear to their booth? It is okay, as long as they have their vest over it. Girl Scouts are required to wear their uniform at all events now, and Girl Scout cookie booths is included in that. So girls must be in their vest, their sash, or their tunic at all cookie booths.
With the membership pin.
Yes. So please keep that in mind. They are still allowed to wear their great Girl Scout t-shirt, but they must have their uniform over that. What is the other category? The other category is, oh, that's a good question.
It's an extra option. eBuddy gives you a lot of different things to accomplish the same goal. Some people like to put all their extra cookies specifically under booth. Some people like to have booth cookies and then a troop supply that they keep separately. Some people put all of their extra booths under other, and then if they do a booth, they transfer it out of there. It really has no main significance that I am aware of. Not that our council uses.
No, I was trying to rack my brain just now. Like, what have I ever?
And I think it's just a true preference.
Yeah, no.
No.
Next slide.
So when we get into February, we'll go over again how to calculate your initial order payment. But I just, again, wanted to emphasize that up front, the initial order is not just the girl paper orders. It's everything that you enter into eBuddy on the 14th. Let me get it going again. It likes to freeze on me.
Good question, Kimberly. What if a girl doesn't have a vest? Something that my daughter does with her, my daughter is in 10th grade. My daughter has a cadet vest, a junior vest, and a brownie vest, and I like to let her troop leader borrow them. We loan them out at cookie booths. My daughter doesn't do cookie booths, but we loan them out. We allow girls to check them out because we know not everyone is fortunate enough to have a vest, or some girls start late and don't have a vest. So that is what we've been doing. Some service areas that I've noticed across the council in Columbus, we have a Silver Award girl that is doing a great Silver Award project where they're actually doing a checkout closet for girls to check out vests, which I think is great. Some service areas are using their cookie bonuses for financial aiding girls, sashes, for this reason, to do parades, to do cookie booths. So, and it doesn't have to be full blown, which, believe me, I believe in ownership. I believe in pride in your vest, but it can be just the sash. It doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles. A girl just needs to have her sash on and have her pin on to be at the booth. And that's all she needs for just right now until she sells some cookies, and then maybe she gets some cookie dough, and then she invests back into herself and she is able to purchase herself a vest or a sash. But for that point, maybe she's borrowing someone else's who's leaving, or whatever that she may be. But that is why we've been trying to talk about for the last year and a half about making sure girls are getting their sashes or getting their vest. We've been talking about using their cookie points for this because we kind of knew this was coming down the pipeline as far as girls needing this. So
And yes, it can be a blank sash, as
yes,
long as it's a blank sash with the membership pin on it.
which is about $10. So just so.
Total, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's what a sash is. So the daisies is a little bit more expensive because they don't have a sash option, but yes, yes, they can wear a totally blank one. Will the girls only get one of the initial gifts if they get 325 boxes? No, ma'am, they will get all three. This is the only cumulative, and we're going to get to that right now. So cumulative rewards. Let me move these out of my way so I can get to this lovely screen right
One
here.
of 4 cumulative reward opportunities.
Oh, excuse me, I can't see it all.
Don't
Sorry.
say 1. We got more.
Well, yes, we have lots. We have lots to give you. So if any of you have been around for a little while, we have been making sure that we are listening on our calls. And if any of you guys would love to be on our product program committee at the end of this season, please look around for that email to come out. We have a committee at the end of the season that we hold every summer, which entails leaders and girls, where we listen to positive feedback with positive energy about how we can make this sale even more awesome for our girls. Please be on the lookout for that email and invitation. But right now we're going to talk about our initial rewards in the rewards tab. You're going to click fill out. And then you're going to make sure that you click the initial rewards tab, not the final, because we're not there yet, but the initial rewards tab. And you're going to click on individual girl names. And then you're going to go through each one. And then you're going to make sure that you click on each one. So if she sold the 325, you're going to click all of those prizes. And then you're going to submit for that girl. And you're going to do that for each one of your girls. And then you're going to submit for the total troop.
Okay, give me 1 second. Coming.
You're fine. And make sure that we have any more questions, okay, since I had to click off of that because I can't see both.
So can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Perfect.
Can I email you later? Kimberly, yes, you definitely can email me later. I'm Kay Banks. That's this voice you're hearing. If you were speaking in reference to Carrie, that's Carrie Carson. But you're definitely. What if the girls don't have a membership pin? They do need to have one because the membership pin is what makes them, shows that they are a member. So please, that is important part of that. So if you need to get one of those, you can reach out to one of ours.
The main thing to be a Girl Scout, to show that you're a Girl Scout, is you have that membership pin.
So Rosalind Johnson, if you don't have one of those, I think Rosalind, you're in my area too, only because I get familiar with names. But if you don't have a membership pin, let us know. If you're in Marshallsville, like I think you are, we can get one down to you. If you want to call the shop, we also Pony Express things around at our council. But just let us know if you need to make any purchases. We're really good at that here at our council, Pony Express and things all around the state. But this is what it looks like inside of eBuddy, and Carrie is going to take it away and show you how it looks in eBuddy and how to make these reward choices.
So again, you'll go up to your tabs and you'll click on rewards, and you see you have initial rewards order and final rewards order. So what you do, you can view it if you want. It'll show you all your girls, nothing submitted yet, and it'll show you your totals. So let's go back to the main order form and we're going to fill it out. So once a girl has, if you've submitted your initial order, you'll be able to either edit all below, or I like to go into each individual girl it tells me how many boxes total she sold. So here she sold 53 boxes. Now, if she had sold 200 or 275 or 325, I would just simply go in here and select the number of rewards that she sold. And then I'd hit submit girl order. And it says, warning, don't forget to submit your troop order if it's now ready. So at the end, you'd submit reward order. And then that is populated with our rewards. And then these are directly mailed to your service area. One thing, we do go through and verify all this just to make sure that it's easy to make a mistake. But that's pretty much how Go Rewards work. And you submit it and be done with it. Okay, let me go back.
And this is the only rewards that you're going to be concerned with in January. Your final rewards, you're going to have a lot of different rewards. You're going to have your DOC rewards. You're going to have if you do gift of caring, if you do Operation Cookies from Home, you're going to have your final rewards. And we will get to those in a totally different mini training, and we'll go through those, and Carrie is going to educate us all because she is awesome at that, and I can't wait till that training myself. Now there is a question that doesn't really pertain to this, but I am going to answer the question because it is a simple one. If the troop orders initially 175 cases and gets a 50 more cases at the cover, will they get the 65 or 60 cents? Well, that is 225 cases total, so they will get the 65 cents.
It's based on your total.
Right. It's based, and it shows you that on your sales report. It will show you 50, and then the next line is going to show you the 10. So just make sure that you add those together because it shows you the 50, and then you have to see the 10 underneath that. So,
all right.
Next slide. Yes.
There you go.
So then now we're going to go into your initial order delivery. So there is another video for that. Your initial order has been delivered, or you're picking it up. So your troop is getting that delivered to your service area, or some of you come to our warehouses, and that's January 31st through February 3rd. That times and the dates about that, those are all different depending on your service area and your different companies. And your service areas will let you know. There'll be times that you'll sign up to pick up that. That'll all be coming to you closer to the end of January of when you'll sign up for that. Just for the weather, make sure that you know you're lifting up cases of cookies. If you're coming to a warehouse, please do not bring anyone under 18. If you do, and I'm speaking for my areas and maybe other areas.
In my area.
Okay. Anyone under 18 cannot get out of the car. Cannot, again, get out of the vehicle. Please remember that. So when I am saying, get back in the car, I don't want them to think that I'm mean. It's just against the policy of the warehouse. There we go. Please bring enough volunteers. If you are picking up 200 cases of cookies, please bring enough volunteers to count and help you load, because most of the people at the warehouses I know, and probably at the drop sites, are picking up within 15 to 20 minute time frames. So the next person is waiting behind you. Please bring enough people to help you count and load. Because just remember that they're waiting. They probably have left their children. There's probably troop leaders and parents waiting at their houses. Everybody's probably waiting and wanting to move in a timely manner. So the date that you get, please have your parents signed up and ready to help you. If their parents aren't helping you on any other day, this is probably the day that they need to be signed up. The cookie dads or the cookie parents or the cookie helpers need to be signed up and ready to help you, because this is the day that the manual labor needs to be in help. You know, because you're picking up, you're squatting, you're lifting, you're stretching, you might have pulled a muscle. It's a day of a nice soak bath after you're done lifting these cookies.
And you want to get them back to your place and sort them and let them take them home.
I like to get it done all in the same day. I mean, you're moving a lot of cookies, but bring enough people, enough vehicles. I can't tell you how many times I have sat at that warehouse when someone has had to leave and go get a U-Haul truck. So please, when we tell you this, you can squeeze 5 or 10 cases, but you're not squeezing another 50 in your car. Or if you do, you're damaging them, and we're not taking those damaged cookies back, because if that box wasn't squished before they left, we know it. Okay? You squished it trying to get it in there. So just remember that. I got eyes of steel at my warehouse. I remember you. I'm just joking. You can go back, Carrie. We don't accept damaged cases. Once you've left, oh, here we go. I wasn't fibbing. Once you've left the cookies from the warehouse, the cases itself, if you say, oh, but this was damaged, well, you counted it and you loaded it. If you didn't acknowledge the case as damaged before you left, then that case was damaged somewhere else. Now, if a box is unsealed, right, if a box is unsealed or something crazy has gone on, we acknowledge that there have been some crazy things that have happened that even myself, I'm like, that's odd. But for the most part, you know, we're standing right there with you. Your service area person is standing right there with you counting. We don't want you to take a damaged box of cookies. We're going to pull it back too. So please make sure that you don't damage it trying to make that last case fit. Please make sure that you bring in enough help and enough vehicles. Don't add we don't add any additional cookies at that time. I don't care what you see. I don't care who added another case between the time you submitted till the week or 2 weeks later when you're picking up. I'm sorry, that is not what we're here for. The warehouse is going to open up in a week. You can place your order then. That is what we're going to tell you. End of story. You can pick up again on February
6th.
There you go, Carrie. That's when you can pick them up. Not before then, and definitely not today. Please don't ask me. If you're asking me, I'm just going to look at you. Not today. No. And make sure you sign a receipt. I don't care if it's the council person, the warehouse person, the service unit person, your husband, or your best friend. You sign a receipt and you get a copy from all of us. Always, always, always get a copy of your receipt and always sign a receipt. Always. Always. I can't stress that enough. It saves you a headache. Always. Oh, we have a question. Oh, can I email you? Nope, that was a question from earlier. Next.
Okay, so the reason why we don't have kids at the warehouse, this is actually a service area drop, and they're only 5 high. A lot of times at the warehouse, they're full pallets. So these are, 10 high or higher on a pallet. And it's very dangerous. So this is just one single service area a couple years ago. So this is a lot of cookies to one area. Warehouses are dangerous. So let me go into this again and show you a little bit about eBuddy. All right, can you see eBuddy?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so once you have your initial order and everything's done and you've hit submit, again, I'm not going to hit submit because we're just playing here. I'd hit submit. It's going to come up and tell me to make sure I schedule my delivery. So I'm going to go to delivery. And again, it says, no, you haven't submitted anything yet. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to go back to last year just so you guys can see it. I'm a more visual person than I am anything else. So this is last year. So I've hit my initial order. I'm going into delivery. So last year we had, it'll come up and it'll say, this is how many cookies, and this is actually how many cases of cookies that were picked up. It'll ask you who's picking up my cookies, someone from my troop or some other troop. Will you be picking up for one or more troop? And you can put that in there. And then you'll have a drop down for a delivery station. Most of them have one delivery station. So what you would do here is you'd pick, this is my service area, and I click it, and it'll tell me this particular service area picks up, and I know it's kind of morbid, but it is the Delonga Funeral Home. It has all these spots, and it'll tell me based on the number of cookies that I've ordered, how many slots my troop needs. So my troop needed about 30 minutes. So we selected 1:30 to 2, and then you'll want to print a delivery ticket. So once you do it, you can hit print or submit my info. It'll ask you to print one or the other. So let's just see if we'll hit print. It'll pop up and it will show me, there's my delivery time, and it tells me what I'm picking up and how many total I should have. I print this out and take it with me when I go to pick up my cookies. You know, your service area person should have what we call a bubble sheet. And I always check my cases based on my bubble sheet before I sign anything. I'd print it and take it with me. So that's how you would select your delivery location. These aren't all in there yet. They should be in there this week. That is the goal. You know, so don't panic if you go and you put in your initial order and you don't have a delivery yet. It will get in there, or it will get in there before you have to submit on Tuesday. So just bear with us on that. And we'll go back to share. Share. Okay. Can you see the PowerPoint again?
Yes.
All right.
And so, like I said, this is about how much you can fit in your car. And I'll say I have a Corolla and I can get about 40 cases. I was just going to say 40 cases with nobody but me in my car.
And you can't have cases of cookies stacked around children.
No.
So leave them at home. You know,
Well, they're just not helpful. They already want to eat the cookies.
they're
Just
very helpful, but we don't
helpful at
want them to get
eating.
hurt. So that's a good illustration. It is also in the manual. All your cupboard locations are also in your manual as well. Again, the cupboard locations are not necessarily where your initial service area delivery is going to go.
Well, I meant my kid wasn't helpful. She's 15.
Well,
So there you go for that
be.
one.
All right. And we talked about this a little bit, but go ahead.
Yes. So can I return cookies? This was the one where so cookies cannot be returned once they're picked up. So we have no problem at your delivery site. You say, oh, that looks iffy. I don't want that. No problem. We'll switch that out. Before you sign off, before you load that into your vehicle, please let us know if you think a box is not to your liking, it's squish, it's a little leaning to the side, anything like that. We definitely do not want you to take responsibility for a case that you don't feel comfortable for. Please let it be a real reason. Just troops are responsible for counting and verifying the total number of cookies. Also, just a side note, troops like to move the stacks of cookies because sometimes if they're like me, oh, they think they should all be lined up equally. No, the boxes of cookies don't line up like that. We line them up in stacks of 5, but they do not line up level in stacks of 5 because that's not how the bakery did that. So when they look a little wonky, they are in stacks of 5. So make sure you count before you start moving them around because they like to move them on me. And I'm like, hey, these were in stacks of 5, but they're not level. Well, they're not in level stacks of 5. Just a little side note from I put them in stacks of 5. So count them. We'll count them together. I love to count them with you. So we're moving along, but we count them. You count them with me. You count them by yourself, but we count them. We verify together. We verify what's on your paper. We sign off. I like to sign off on your paper. I like you to sign off on my paper. Troops accept financial responsibility by signing the receipt. Once the receipts are signed, you start loading up your cookies. That's final. They are your property. There's no going back. You drop them a few times. There's no trading out. They're yours. When in doubt, recount. Make sure you count them twice. If someone's talking to you, count them and count them again until you're sure these are your cookies, these are your number. Don't feel rushed. Don't feel any of those things. Make sure that you feel comfortable and then sign off for them and then load them into your vehicle. We don't mind helping you load if we have enough manpower there. I'm always loading up cookies at the warehouse where I'm at. You know, that's fine with me. If you have enough manpower and you don't need my help, I'll move on to the next one. We're there to do whatever needs to be done. Make sure you count, make sure you sign, make sure you move along. There we go.
We have 2 questions. Karen asked, we know what day does booth sales start? Booth sales start on February 7th. So they run February 7th through March 1st. And Letitia, cases have 12 boxes, correct? Correct. Every flavor, a case is 12 boxes.
Yes, just every case is not the same size when you
Correct.
stack them side by side. So 5 of the
some cases are taller, in some cases
yes.
wider. So
that's what I meant by that. So they're not going to stack up the same height when you stack 5 by 5 by 5, which is how we typically count them. 5,
go back
10.
to here. If you see this photo, you can see they're in stacks of 5, and the Thin Mints are taller than the Samoas. So they're in stacks of 5s, but the heights are different.
Right, and sometimes people come up and they move them around, and I'm like
trying to make them higher or lower. Yeah, or let's do stacks of 6.
I'm like, hey. And this is our mini training session. We are going to have one in February that's going to help you out with your booths and booth etiquette, favorite subject, and then we're going to have another one in March. So please, if you haven't already signed up for that, please go ahead to our website and sign up for that. Everything's under cookies, volunteer information, and then our mini training sites. Again, we're going to send this out to you guys through eBuddy, and then we're going to also upload this again, everything up to our website. If you have any questions, we have an awesome customer care team that we could not do this without them. They help us tremendously. They're here Monday through Friday, and they're answering questions. And then again, if you have any questions that you'd like to reach out to your regional product program team, we're also here. They're on this call too, ladies. It wasn't just Carrie and I. We're all here for you guys. Please reach out to us. And we also have a wonderful Facebook page that if you were on today, we've already started sharing helpful tips for the month of January. Please be out the lookout for both of our Facebook pages. Join those. Helpful hint, answer the questions. It moves you right along into getting into our pages. If you have no other questions, I hope you have a wonderful night, a great cookie season. So happy the embargo was lifted. Don't know about you guys, but
it was, yes.
I think 2020 is going to be a wonderful year for Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia, a great cookie sale. No, thank you for being here. There was just a positive note. Thanks for the help. No, we thank you guys for being here with us. We thank you for taking our training. We really do hope this helped. We hope that you learned so much. Thanks for Carrie, her awesome help always for setting this up. And
thank you for talking.
I just do the talking, the gibbering. We have a wonderful sport team. We support each other. So even the silent ones are on here doing stuff. So, but thank you guys. If there's no further questions, you have a great evening, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us. For the ones that I have a few that I need to get back to you with some questions, some answers, we will definitely be doing that.
Absolutely. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Thank you.